every great story begins in a quiet place. Not in fame, not in comfort, not in applause, but in the silent corners of life, where nobody is watching and nobody expects anything from you. This story begins with a boy who didn't have much to show. No fancy education, no big family name, no money saved in his pocket. He carried more worries than dreams, and more responsibilities than years in his age. People saw him as ordinary. Life saw him as unlikely. But destiny saw him differently. Because sometimes the ones who start with nothing end up becoming the ones who change everything. He woke up every day to a world that didn't make things easy for him. There were mornings he didn't feel like standing up, but he did anyway. There were nights when the noise in his mind was louder than everything around him, but he kept going. He saw people his age living freely, laughing, exploring opportunities, enjoying things he couldn't even imagine affording. And yet, he wasn't jealous, he wasn't angry, he wasn't bitter. He was simply tired. Tired of feeling behind. Tired of pretending he was okay. Tired of trying so hard and receiving so little in return. He didn't hate life, but life often felt like it hated him. But underneath all that exhaustion, there was something powerful inside him. A quiet fire, a stubborn kind of hope. He didn't know why, but something inside kept whispering, "Don't stop. Not yet." There was a day he would never forget. He had put everything into a small opportunity. His time, his effort, his heart. He believed that this might be the turning point, the moment everything changes. But it collapsed in front of him, just like everything else before it. He sat alone that evening, on a cold bench, in a crowded city where everyone seemed to be moving forward, except him. People walked past him, businessmen, couples, students, everyone with a plan, everyone with a direction. He felt invisible. He felt like life had forgotten he existed. He looked at his hands, shaking, tired. He looked at the sky, empty, gray. And he whispered, "Why me? Why does it always go wrong for me?" He didn't cry because he was weak. He cried because he had been strong for too long. But what he didn't know was this. Sometimes life breaks you, only to rebuild you into someone stronger. Days passed. Weeks passed. He didn't quit, but he didn't feel alive either. Until one day, sitting alone again, he realized something that changed everything. He realized that his problems didn't define him. His reaction to them did. He realized that every closed door wasn't rejection, it was redirection. He realized that life wasn't saying no. Life was saying, not here, not like this, not yet. He realized that the people who seemed ahead weren't necessarily better. They simply started sooner. And he realized that he had one thing many people around him didn't have: the courage to begin from nothing. That realization didn't solve his life overnight, but it awakened something inside him. For the first time in a long, long time, he felt a spark. He made a decision that morning. No more complaining, no more comparing, no more waiting for perfect conditions. He would build his life, even if he had to build it slowly, even if he had to build it alone, even if nobody believed in him. He started learning. He started reading. He started practicing. He started showing up for himself. There were days he failed, days he felt nothing was working, days he questioned everything. But he didn't stop. He built discipline when he didn't have motivation. He built patience when he didn't see results. He built strength when he carried pain. And slowly, the universe began to respond. Opportunities he once dreamed about started coming into his life. People who once ignored him started noticing him. Doors that were once closed began to open. Not because life became easier, but because he became unbreakable. Success didn't arrive with a bang. It arrived quietly, step by step. His work improved. His confidence grew. His mindset transformed. And one day he looked around and realized he was no longer the boy who started with empty pockets and broken hopes. He had become someone he once thought he could never be. Not because he was lucky, but because he refused to quit when quitting was the easy option. People asked him, "What changed? How did you turn your life around?" And he answered, "I stopped waiting for life to improve. I improved myself, and life followed." His journey teaches a truth many people forget. Greatness rarely comes from comfort. Strength rarely comes from winning. Growth rarely comes from easy days. Real transformation comes from the battles nobody sees, the nights spent questioning everything, the moments when giving up feels easier than trying again. You may be starting with nothing right now. You may feel behind. You may feel overlooked, unheard, unseen. But remember this: every person who changed their life started exactly where you are, with doubt, fear, uncertainty, and a tiny spark of hope. Your struggles are not proof that you'll fail. They are proof that you're being prepared for something bigger than you expect. So to the one watching this who feels tired, stuck, or lost, your story is not over. Your journey is not finished. Your beginning does not define your ending. You may feel like you're starting from zero, but zero is not a weakness. Zero is a beginning. Zero is potential. Zero is where legends are born. Life has a bigger plan for you, bigger than the pain you've felt, bigger than the failures you've faced, bigger than the doubts in your mind. Keep going. Keep showing up. Keep becoming the person your future needs you to be. Because one day, you will look back at your struggles and realize they were not obstacles. They were the path. And the world will say, he started with nothing, but life had a bigger plan for him.